Ladies and gentlemen, today we're taking a closer look at one of the most intriguing coins in modern American history, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1. Before we go deeper, let me give you a quick overview. The 1980 dollar coin stands out not only as a piece of currency, but as a powerful symbol of change in the United States. It features the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a fearless leader in the fight for women's rights, and on the reverse, the iconic Apollo 11 lunar landing design, celebrating one of humanity's greatest achievements. Although the coin was introduced as a practical replacement for the paper dollar, the public struggled to accept it because it looked too similar to the quarter, leading to widespread confusion. But today, collectors admire it for its sharp design, historical significance, and its role in transforming American coinage. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, the 1980 SBA dollar is a fascinating reminder of the country's journey through innovation, equality, and national pride. The 1981 dollar coin, commonly known as the Susan B. Anthony dollar, stands as one of the most discussed and historically significant coins in modern United States numismatics, not because of its intrinsic metal value but because of the cultural, monetary, and societal transitions it represents. Issued during a period when the United States Mint was attempting to modernize and redefine the public's relationship with small-sized dollar coinage, the 1980 SBA dollar reflects both innovation and controversy. Innovation because it introduced a modern, compact dollar that was easier to carry and meant to replace the cumbersome paper dollar. Controversy because, despite its practical intentions, the public initially disliked it due to its close resemblance to the quarter dollar in size, color and overall appearance, which resulted in constant confusion in daily transactions. This coin, minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, carries on its obverse the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, the pioneering social reformer and tireless advocate for women's suffrage whose lifelong dedication to civil rights positioned her as one of the most influential figures in American history. The obverse design captures her determined features, symbolizing resilience, equality, and the unyielding fight for justice. Around her portrait are such as Liberty, the national motto "In God We Trust," and the date, 1980, each carrying deep symbolic weight and representing the continuity of American traditions. The inclusion of 11 stars around her image represents the original colonies and reflects the founding ideals of the United States, merging historical values with a modern representation of progress. The reverse of the coin features an intricate and highly respected design, the Apollo 11 lunar landing insignia, with an eagle in descent holding an olive branch as it prepares to land on the surface of the moon, a powerful symbol borrowed from the Eisenhower dollar and adapted to fit the new smaller format. This reverse design honors one of the greatest achievements in human history, the first manned landing on the moon, and conveys national pride, exploration, freedom, and the ambition that has driven the American spirit for generations. The United States of America arches along the top, accompanied by $1 at the bottom, while E pluribus unum signifies unity in diversity, a principle deeply embedded in American identity. The coin's metallic composition, a copper nickel-clad structure surrounding a pure copper core, gives it a silver-like appearance and durability suitable for circulation, yet it lacks precious metal content, making its value tied to history, condition, rarity of the mint mark, and collector interest rather than intrinsic material. The Philadelphia mint coins feature no mint mark. Denver coins bear the D while San Francisco releases carry the SMINT mark, with the San Francisco proof coins standing out due to their exceptional mirror-like finish and sharp details that attract serious collectors. Despite the United States Mint's expectation that the Susan B. Anthony dollar would transition smoothly into everyday use and gradually replace the paper dollar, public resistance remained strong. Many Americans found the coin inconvenient, mistakenly using it as a quarter, leading to widespread frustration and ultimately causing the coin to be withdrawn from major production by the early 1980s. However, over the years, collectors have increasingly recognized its historical and educational value, especially the 1980 edition, which falls in the middle of the short series and represents the peak production year before the program began to decline. Today, the worth of a 1981 dollar coin varies significantly depending on its condition. Circulated pieces often hold nominal value slightly above face, while well-preserved, high-grade uncirculated coins can command higher premiums. Coins graded Mississippi 65 or above, particularly from the Denver Mint, are sought after due to sharper strikes and cleaner surfaces. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint bearing the S Mint mark are especially treasured, as they exhibit mirror fields, frosted devices, and overall exceptional craftsmanship that brings out the coin's artistic beauty. While not rare in the traditional sense, certain varieties, such as those with strong strikes or exceptional luster, are increasingly valued by collectors who appreciate the nuances of modern American coinage. Beyond monetary value, the 1980 SBA dollar represents an important turning point. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real woman, marking a significant cultural shift in how national heroes were represented. It serves not only as currency, but also as a tribute to Susan B. Anthony's relentless struggle for equality, a reminder of the ongoing fight for civil rights, and a piece of American history that encapsulates both progress and imperfection. Numismatists admire this coin for its bold message, its unique place in the evolution of U.S. currency, and its connection to iconic moments, from the suffrage movement to lunar exploration. Holding a 1981 dollar coin is like holding a compact museum exhibit, a combination of artistry, history, symbolism, and monetary culture preserved in metal. In a single small disc, you find the strength of a reformer, the ambition of a nation, the innovation of a mint, and the complex relationship between the public and the currency they use. The 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar becomes even more fascinating when we examine its broader role in the transition of American currency policy, because during the late 1970s and early 1980s the U.S. government was actively searching for ways to reduce the high cost of producing paper money, especially the $1 bill, which had a short lifespan and required frequent replacement. By introducing a durable, compact metal dollar, officials believed they could save millions of dollars annually, and the 1980 series reflects the height of this effort, showcasing advanced minting techniques, improved die preparation, and more consistent strikes compared to the first year of issue in 1979. Yet despite all this progress, public psychology and habit proved stronger than government planning. People simply preferred the lightness and familiarity of the paper note, which resulted in millions of 1980 dollars being stored away in bank vaults, never fully entering everyday circulation. This unusual situation has left collectors today with a massive supply of high-grade, untouched coins, brilliant uncirculated pieces that remain sealed for decades, making the 1980 edition one of the most accessible high-quality modern dollars for numismatic study. Another important aspect lies in the coin's subtle design variations and die characteristics, which advanced collectors spend significant time analyzing. While the 1980 SBA dollar does not have dramatic varieties like double dies or major minting errors, experts pay attention to strike sharpness around the portrait's hair, the clarity of the stars, the crispness of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, and the overall surface luster. These features differ between the Philadelphia and Denver mints due to variations in machinery, die wear, and production volume. Denver coins often show stronger strikes, while Philadelphia issues may display slightly softer detail, which in high-grade collecting can affect both desirability and market value. Proof coins from San Francisco, created through specialized processes that involve multiple strikes under high pressure, exhibit deep reflective fields and frosted details that elevate the design's visual drama. These proofs, although common, represent the highest artistic expression of the coin and serve as benchmark examples for grading comparisons. In the broader cultural sense, the 1980 dollar also stands as an artifact of American social evolution. Featuring a woman on a circulating U.S. coin for the first time was not merely an artistic decision, it was a national statement that acknowledged the contributions of women to the country's development. Susan B. Anthony's portrait on millions of coins carried her legacy into the hands of everyday Americans, symbolizing a step toward representation and inclusion. The juxtaposition of her image with the Apollo 11 insignia creates a compelling narrative, the struggle for human rights on one side and the triumph of human achievement on the other, blending earthly justice with cosmic ambition in a way no other coin truly accomplishes. For collectors, historians, and educators, the 1980 SBA dollar remains a conversation piece that invites reflection on politics, economics, and social progress. Even today, the coin's misunderstood nature adds to its charm. Many people still confuse it with the quarter, and countless coins have been forgotten in drawers, storage boxes, and old registers, waiting to be rediscovered. Each time one surfaces, it sparks curiosity. Why was this coin made? Why didn't people use it? What does it represent now? These questions transform a simple $1 coin into a gateway for learning and storytelling. Whether preserved in pristine condition or showing the scars of circulation, every 1980 SBA dollar carries with it a small chapter of American history, preserved in metal and waiting to be appreciated by those who value meaning beyond money. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you a remarkable story from the world of American numismatics, a story shaped by history, craftsmanship, design evolution, and the fascinating legacy of a coin that millions have seen but very few truly understand. Before we move into the deeper details, let me ask you the first and most important question. What makes the 1979 $1 coin so iconic, so unforgettable, and so uniquely positioned in U.S. coin history? Is it the first modern small-sized dollar coin? Is it the famous portrait of Susan B. Anthony? Or is it the historic moment when the United States Mint attempted a new era of dollar circulation? That is exactly what we uncover today. So stay with us, because your journey into the depth of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar begins right now. Rich in history, packed with information, and crafted so beautifully that even an English listener would not want it to end. The 1979 $1 coin, widely known as the Susan B. Anthony dollar, stands as one of the most intriguing and debated coins in modern American currency, representing not only a bold experiment by the United States Mint but also a symbolic step forward in honoring a figure who fought tirelessly for women's rights. And when you hold this coin in your hand, you are actually holding a bridge between America's past and its ambition for a more efficient monetary future, because in 1979, the U.S. Mint introduced this uniquely small-sized dollar with great hope that it would replace the traditional bulky Eisenhower dollars and become a convenient, widely circulating denomination. And to make this possible, the Mint selected Susan B. Anthony, a pioneering leader of the women's suffrage movement, as the first real woman, not a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty, to appear on a circulating U.S. coin, and that decision alone gave the coin monumental historical weight, transforming it from a simple medium of trade into a tribute to equality, courage, and progress. The obverse side features a sharp, determined portrait of Susan B. Anthony surrounded by the word Liberty, with 13 stars symbolizing the original colonies, and the motto, "In God We Trust," forming a design that clearly reflects strength and dignity, while the reverse portrays the iconic Apollo 11 mission insignia, the American eagle landing on the moon's surface clutching an olive branch, adapted from the Eisenhower dollar's original design to visually connect the new small-sized dollar to America's achievements in space exploration. And this combination of historical tribute and futuristic made the coin visually powerful, although its practical reception faced challenges because people often confused it with the quarter due to its similar size and color, which caused the general public to reject it despite its forward-moving vision. But the story of the 1979 SBA dollar does not end there. Collectors today admire the coin for its crisp metallic luster, its well-defined rim, and the small variations that appeared during production, such as the near-date and far-date types in the Philadelphia Mint issues, and even more famous, the 1979 S-proof coins that exist in Type 1 and Type 2 variations, with Type 2 having a clearer, more refined, S mint mark that makes it significantly more valuable among numismatists. And when one studies this coin closely, you also notice how its copper-nickel composition contributes to its distinctive silver-gray appearance, its reeded edge giving it a sense of seriousness and formality, and its weight carefully balanced at 8.1 grams to make it both durable and portable, qualities that the Mint believed would encourage everyday usage. But even though the general public did not embrace it fully, this coin remains a collector's delight today, appreciated for its bold attempt to modernize U.S. currency, for the historical milestone of placing Susan B. Anthony on a circulating coin, and for its subtle imperfections and variations that make each minting year unique. And the 1979 dollar, despite not achieving the commercial success originally intended, continues to shine as an intellectual treasure for collectors and historians because it captures the essence of ambition. America's ambition to shift from old traditions to newer, more practical solutions, just as Susan B. Anthony herself had once challenged old norms to create a more equal nation. So when you examine this coin, you are not just evaluating metal, you are reading a chapter of American courage, innovation, and identity. And the longer you study its fine lines, the deeper you fall into the story it silently tells, a story that has ensured that the 1979 $1 coin will never be forgotten by those who love history, respect progress, and appreciate the emotional power hidden within numismatic art. And if you ever decide to share or present this coin on your channel or platform, it naturally becomes a piece that fascinates viewers, attracts knowledge seekers, and invites people to appreciate the beauty behind every detail. So keep collecting, keep learning, and keep sharing, because every coin you hold carries a world of stories, and every story you share helps your audience grow. And yes, don't forget to gently invite them to like, share, and subscribe so they never miss another journey into the remarkable world of rare coins.